I'm here with Patty. And where are we at, Patty?
I don't even know.
It's called, okay, can you turn around? It's called Days of the Dead.
Days of the Dead.
In Las Vegas. Over here. What's it called?
Days of the Dead in Las Vegas.
That's right. So every time we happen to go to one of these horror shows, we like to videotape them and throw them up there so you can see what these shows are all about. Now there's a new toy that I have not seen yet. It's Christopher Lee, House of Dracula. Now that's pretty cool. And so whenever you come to these shows, you're always going to see whatever the newest toys are. And so we'll check all those out. Of course they have celebrities. And look at all of these hockey masks with Terrorfier. That's pretty neat. Do you think that's neat? Lots and lots.
I like Freddy. Why?
Well, they have a.
That's like. Oh, these are whole sections.
And they have The Thing. They have Deadpool, Dexter. Raiders, as you can see, Jaws, The Shining, which is the red rum one. But mostly, you can see what sells, because everything here is Terrifier, then everything over here is not Terrifier.
Yeah.
And it's called 13 Times Studios. And then you've got a whole row of actors that were in Revenge of the Nerds. This kid was very memorable as a nerd. And then there's Tom Skerritt. And we're going to get Tom Skerritt's autograph. Hi! Tom Skerritt. Now, he's a living legend. And he's looking kind of old. Because he is old. And then here is this guy who was in quite a few Mortal Kombat, cartoons, Revenge of the Nerds, Ninja Turtles, and he has got a whole bunch of autographs. And there's Robert Carradine. Did you ever see Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember who the star of it was, right? It would be this man right here. Hello. I love Revenge of the Nerds.
That's good. Tell a friend.
I will. So those are the Revenge of the Nerds. And then over here, this guy is the voice of Scream, which is fairly interesting. Let's go peeking in on this. Lots of horror merchandise. Lots of, and here's coffee. Look at all the horror t-shirts. You could expect to find a lot of horror t-shirts at a horror convention. And look at this. Oh, now I think you've gone too far. It says, Ladies Man, Ted Bundy. Wow, that's crazy. He is definitely a ladies' man, right? And so here you can see their company. I don't know if I would call Ted Bundy a ladies' man. And then there somebody does a podcast. And then there's Doofy. By the way, that is Doofy from Scary Movie. And I told you he was very popular. I mean, that's him. That's the guy who plays him. The guy right there with the hat. Let's see what else is here. Now, this is somebody selling scary hot sauces. More horror art. And this smells really good. Now, you won't be able to smell this. Doesn't that smell good?
Yeah, it smells good.
Candles. Look at that mask.
The camera needs to smell of it.
Yeah, I know. That would be something cool if Apple can figure that out. to where you could feel and smell through the camera. That would be amazing. All right, let's move on. This show is not actually that big. That's pretty cool that they have caricatures that they're selling here. And then over here, this is something that's very popular where people sell VHSs and DVDs. Even though so much of it is now digital, like you can watch it on demand, people still want that. And so here's an actor from the Chucky movies. Look at that purse. I love that purse. Patty likes purses.
They're great.
That Frankenstein purse is off the chain, as is the bride. Hello. Yeah, that is really cool. And here's another actor from a movie called The Greasy Strangler. I hate to say, oh, and he was from a movie called Candy Corn. Never heard of him. I know they made a movie, Candy Corn. I never seen it. And I have seen a lot of horror movies. I've heard of it.
What river was for Halloween?
Yes, Silent Hill. And then here's another bandmates from the band Skid Row. I hate to say this, but when you were a band and now you're doing autograph shows, you might have hit Skid Row. Okay, I'm gonna be funny here. How much is this?
This is $700.
How much?
700. He's in a mortal mask. It
Yeah.
comes with the head form and everything.
Oh, that's a
this
great
is,
deal.
Put that straight on.
Thank you, Raymond.
Now, a lot of times when people do these shows, they'll bring a lot of stuff that you could buy that the celebrities could sign. Funkos. Look at the Bride of Frankenstein Funko. And they got Puppet Master. I don't know. Do you think that Funkos are dying off?
I do have it.
I think they're dying off. I don't think people care about them anymore. October Studios, they have a lot of masks. And I think they were at the Halloween party show, were they not?
Huh?
Weren't they at the Halloween party show? Because they had these dolls. Right there. The doll.
Oh, yeah.
And look at this. They're selling the sunglasses. That's cool. Everything is Art the Clown now. He's literally taking over. When I say he's taking over, he's not really taking over horror. He's taking over the hardcore horror collectors. It's not like the movies are making $100 million. Okay? They're not. But the hardcore horror fan really like Art the Clown because they don't care if it's rated R, rated X. In a digital age, you don't have to worry about that. Back in the days when you completely relied on getting the movies in the box office and then everything like that, yeah, you had to comply with a lot of rules. Can you imagine if Nightmare on Elm Street was directed by this Damien guy that does these Terrorfier movies? And if you ask me, that's who they should get to do one. And you just go all out with it. No holds barred. Make the goriest version of Freddy possible. And here's another celebrity. Apparently he was in Chucky. Hello?
Edgar Allan Poe.
This is Edgar
Edgar Allan Poe front pocket with a potato liner, so it's a potato.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Potato. You can see right there, potato. Potato. And these guys are here promoting a movie called The Fetus, which has Bill Moseley in it. One of my favorite horror actors who was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He was also in the Rob Zombie movies that everybody likes. Not sure if we covered this booth, but we'll come back over here. Now I'm telling you, if you have a retail store like your haunted house, you can't stock those. They just sell out. Look at this, Terrorfier, 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 Terrorfier. Michael Myers is getting pushed to the side at these horror collector shows. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, can you imagine that guy who directed Terrorfier to do a Michael Myers movie? That's what they should do. If they want to go and reboot Michael Myers, reboot Friday the 13th, reboot Nightmare on Elm Street, get the guy who's making the Terrorfier movies to do it. The horror fans would go berserk. Because like it'll be disgusting. What Freddy does with his claws would probably be 10 times more disgusting than anything he does with the Terrorfier. Just saying. Earrings. Do earrings sell in gift stores?
What? No. Not mine.
All right, so there's only 2 more aisles here. We'll hit them up. Look at this. These are really cool. Do you like those? And oven mitts. Oh, that's cool. Now, you know, a lot of these companies you could find on Etsy. So if you freeze the camera, you can get a better idea. Look at that, Spalding's Fried Chicken. That's a funny shirt. Now, I almost feel like Pennywise is kind of falling apart. Do you think Pennywise is kind of like almost like yesterday's news?
Pennywise doesn't sell as well, and neither does Jason. Like, for example, you got in just as many geeky tickies of Scream, Ghostface, as you did of Jason, and we have a ton of Jason left in the Ghostface that are like sold out.
I think Pennywise is yesterday's news. Now here in Las Vegas, they built, those are really cool. Those are really cool. We would sell those like crazy if you could buy them retail. And that's a really cool shirt too. Anyway, what I was saying was here in Las Vegas, they built an IT escape room. Now I hear through the grapevine, I don't know for sure, but that it's not doing that good. And I think the main reason is when you go back and you watch these movies, when you watch the Pennywise movies, the IT movies, it was really cool that they did a lot of money, they grossed a lot of money. Now here's a new toy here, Megan. But it was almost like, I think if they did another one, it wouldn't do as well. It wouldn't do that good. Because Terrorfier has kind of changed things in a way. He's saying, yeah, you can go hardcore. Now, I'm not saying Terrorfier is scary. I think it's more disgusting than scary. But I think when you look at these movies like Friday the 13th, or even Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger, they can go a lot farther on showing the character slicing somebody from head to toe. I'm not saying they didn't do that in the movies. They did, but not to the degree that you could have. And they probably didn't because they didn't think they could. These are really cool, these retro costumes turned into little dolls. Now they have another room, and in that room is where the Terrorfier is, and a couple actors from Lost Boys. Anyway, I just think like Pennywise, when you go back and you watch those movies, they're really not that scary. Come on. Okay? They just aren't. They're not super gory, super disgusting. It's really more like Goonies mixed with a horror movie, and I think that's what people loved about it. And I think it lost a lot of its... now that's really cool back there, that full-size Terrorfier. I'd like to know who made that. And everywhere you turn, it's Terrorfier. Everywhere you turn, Terrorfier, Terrorfier, Terrorfier. And what do we see more over here? Terrorfier.
Once we get to that
And I think that's the direction that they need to go to reboot Friday the 13th, to reboot Freddy Krueger. They're going to have to go hardcore. Now look at all of these. Wow, this is really, really cool. Look at Mickey Mouse.
It's a ship from Alien. Oh, okay. That's strong.
Lots of cool resin props there. Now Patty loves these. This is what you need to find. Is this?
I mean, not that specific one, but I saw it.
That one is really cool.
Really cool.
We got Freddy, Scream, Lost Boys. And as I said, this show was very small. I would not travel very far to come to this show for a couple of reasons. It's not very big, number one, and I don't really think they've got enough big celebrities. They need bigger celebrities to draw bigger crowds. The advantage is it's in Vegas. If I lived in Vegas, I would go to it. If I didn't live in Vegas, I would not go to it. Would I get in a car and drive to Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati? 100%. That show was off the Richter scale. This is just a smaller, little regional show, I guess. But I will tell anybody who's listening, and there is Pinhead. I will tell anyone who's listening, you need to do a horror show in St. Louis, because I think it would do great, because St. Louis is in the middle of the country, and people could drive from Indianapolis, for example. They could drive from Memphis. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole show. I'm not going to bother going in the other room. That's where the Terrorfier and all them guys are signing autographs. That is Days of the Dead. And we pretty much showed you the whole show. Did you like anything?
Yeah, I like stuff. I like
what?
those coffin shelves back there. Those were cool.
Anything else?
Yeah, a lot of the t-shirts.
I think the biggest takeaway is the Terrorfier is, if you're selling retail, it's the way to go.
Yeah, that's a big takeaway.
Anything you could buy with Terrifier's face on it is going to sell. I also think that you're going to start seeing Terrorfier pretty much start popping up in every haunted house in the country, I would say. That's a given. He's very popular. Now here's the question about Terrorfier. Will he be popular 10 years from now? Will he have holding pattern like the other iconic characters like Hellraiser, Leatherface, and so on and so forth? That's a good question. I personally don't think that he will. I think they'll run out of things to do with his character in terms of how can we top ourselves and being disgusting. They've already done a Jesus. How much more offensive can you get than that? He's done it like pretty much every offensive thing you could do. I just think they're gonna run the course with them personally. And I'd like to see this director, as I was saying on the video, which you couldn't hear me, he should reboot like Friday the 13th.
Look, they have these tattoos too, though.
Yeah, these are going to be very popular. Art the Clown, Pop. I'd like to see this director reboot Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that's where this director should go. He should break out of this Terrorfier and like take on one of the iconic characters that literally deserves more gore and more horror and try to roll with something else. That's what I think. I'm not saying not to do another Terrorfier movie. I just don't think like 10 years from now he's going to be as popular as he is today. Whereas I think Michael Myers and all that, they're still popular, and those movies were made in the 70s. But we'll see. We'll see. Look at this. An H.R. Geiger toy down there. That's kind of weird. I've never seen that before. Well, thanks for watching the video. Did you have a good time?
I did.
All right, well, we got to go. We did a lot of videos in Las Vegas. We went to the Halloween party show. We've done a lot of videos, so hopefully you enjoy them, and we will see you very, very, very soon. And I wanted to give a shout out. Hold on, I got to do a shout out. I got to do a shout out. Hold on. I had to entertain people why I looked this up.
Are you still on?
Yeah, but I got to look up something. Hold on.
What are you doing?
I'm going to do a shout out. I've never done a shout out, but I'm going to do a shout out.
What is that? What does that even mean? A shout out to somebody?
Yes. Okay, I want to do a shout out to Matthew, who is in chemotherapy. He has a rare blood disease, and he's like fighting for his life. And he said he watches all of our videos, and he's been learning about the haunted house industry. And he said that helps keep him motivated to get through all these trying times. And he said he wants us to do more videos of Distortion. So I promise you, when we get to Transworld, we'll do a video at Distortion's booth. But I'm glad you like the Distortion's video. We just do this for absolute fun. Like, there's no motivation. We're not trying to make money off the page. We're just doing it for fun. And when I got this email today, I was like really in shock that somebody, I mean, it makes you like motivated to want to do more videos when you know you're helping people in one way or another. So I hope you get a lot better. My mom had cancer. I know how hard it is, and I hope that you come through with flying colors. And whenever you're in St. Louis, you gotta like give me a call, and we'll do a big tour of the darkness. So we have a lot of Distortions props. So I can't say that Ed Marshall will be there, but we have Distortions props. All right. So.
Love and prayers, Matthew. Love and prayers. You got this. We'll be praying for you.
All right. Well, you take care, and we'll see you again very soon.